night, you're here with Mike in the night. Let's just talk about the world, give this page another turn, 'cause you're here with us tonight. Everything's alright when you're here with Mike in the night. Mike it through the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Giving the world light when you're here with Mike in the night. Mike it through the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Sometimes things are just absurd, so let's just talk about the world, 'cause you're here with us tonight. Mike it through the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Mike it through the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Let's just talk about the world, give this page another curl, 'cause you're here with us tonight.
Guys, that's Gemini Crew. Don't forget to check them down in the credits. They'll make you a song, any song. I'm sick, guys. I got a bit better. I closed the store around 1:30 today. I couldn't sit there. There was customers coming in. And I made an announcement and I said, I'll be back on Tuesday, guys. I am very sorry. It is still the 1st of December, so people have quite a bit of time. We're a small town anyway, but I'm sick like a dog. When I was at work today, I was the head cold, sinus pressure, and then every time you cough, your lungs hurt because you're coughing so much. And not only that, that was taking me down, was bringing me down, was the every time I'd cough, my brain would hurt. So the kids are sick. Antonio's getting a bit better. Tina looks like she's starting to cough now. My wife's still a bit sick. So we are rolling out tonight, Mike in the night. I don't know how long I'm going to stay up, guys, to do this because just don't have the energy, but I want to do this for you guys, and the show must go on. Mike in the night. So we want to talk about the social credit system in China. This is actually a very big deal, and the G20 nations are meeting up today. And imagine you're caught jaywalking, and a camera catches you, and then that goes against your social credit score. And that jaywalk will prevent you from taking a train or a plane or get you out of the country. That is serious, guys. And you know what? I think, to be honest with you, it's going to be a big problem because other countries will see this as a phenomenal thing, and they're going to want to adapt this into their social structure. I think this could usher in a massive problem. So we got a lot of people here in the comments already. eBankU saying you shouldn't. The show doesn't have to go on. Get some rest. Oh, I've been in bed all day. I came home, I think it was 1:30 in the afternoon. I kissed my wife and I went right to sleep. And I feel good now. But my muscles are kind of sore from coughing so much, and those muscles take pain, you know what I'm saying? So, Uneducated Economist, guys, I got a plug for him here in the show today. Don't forget to check him out. It's right here. He did a round of positivity. Thank you, Mike Martins. So I've had a lot of housing experts, housing economists, housing discussion gurus, realtors, real estate agents, all kinds of people from all walks of life, from Australia, New Zealand, the United Kingdom, all English-speaking countries. And we need... we need to cover, and I've been tackling, all English-speaking countries for a lot of years now. Because what's been happening in the English-speaking free markets, everyone's been parking their money in our countries because it's a safe haven. And it is taken away. We're selling out our futures. We're selling out our grandkids' futures, great-grandkids' futures. And people have been living off their lines of credits and equity in their homes to eat. So, I'm going to have Steve, who was in an underground meeting. Stevie, are you there? Come on, let me know in the comments if you're there, buddy. He was in a meeting with a couple of bankers, kind of insiders, right? And these insiders understand what's going on and what they're going to be implementing in their framework in the banking system. And God, I'm so sick. But if I go to bed, it just your body becomes overwhelmed and overtired. Because I still have to go to bed tonight. And I'm going to, sleep 20 hours? Okay. So if you haven't subscribed to this gentleman here, Uneducated Economist, and the amount of people leaving California, Oregon, King County, Washington State, because of the unaffordability levels, and they keep blaming the tech center, the tech companies. Stop blaming the tech companies. It's not the tech companies, because I spoke to people that work for Facebook, Google, and I've spoke to people that work for YouTube. And you know what they told me? They live with 5 other roommates because they can't afford anything in King County. So a lot of them moved down to Olympia. So stop with this bullcrap supply versus demand. Because we've been covering this for 5 years. It's a bunch of garbage. Supply versus demand. Right now, there's an oversupply on the market right now. There's a huge oversupply on the market. All right, where's Steve? Steve, where are you, buddy? I need to get a little insight on what happened. I'm going to touch on a few social credit system here. This is a big problem because this social credit system, if you become a good peon or a good peasant, Beijing will reward you and punish based on social credit score. That's horrible. This will be implemented in the West. This is coming soon to a city near you. And I got another one here. So we're going to probably get Evan on, our truth analyst from Hong Kong, on the show to debunk a couple of these articles. So we'll get him to debunk ADHD is fake, disease invented by Big Pharma. He could tell us that. Unsealed court docs reveal Monsanto colluded with EPA to stifle cancer research. That does not surprise me. Ukrainian leadership is a party of war, and it will continue as long as they're in power, says Putin. So you guys know the G20 is on. I wonder if my guy is available in downtown Detroit to give us a little bit on G20, what's going on in the G20. I would like to know. He is on Skype. And this one's concerning. This one kept me up at night. Sperm whales found dead in Germany, stomachs full of plastic and car parts. Anything man touches turns to garbage. Anything we do turns to garbage. Absolute garbage. Where were we at? Okay, this one I brought up. German finance minister unaware that getting gold back from the U.S. is becoming a hot topic. So Germany's not getting its gold back from the United States. That was shipped to the United States, to the Federal Reserve, during the Cold War. That's another topic we'll talk about tonight. Former New Jersey Lieutenant Governor legalized prostitution to solve budget. So they want to legalize prostitution so that prostitutes could pay taxes. Oh, toddler received 15 bites on her face and neck after children attacked her at the soft play center. So this girl was completely attacked and mauled by 3 Somalian children. And what really pissed me off about this one was the mom went to the other mom. Instead of apologizing for what her 3 children did, she actually told the other mom that these are how kids play and this is normal. So, you see, a lot of people would deem this as racism, or you're picking on people and their cultures. You know what? Have it happen to your daughter, and you come and tell me how you feel. And we got a plug here for Just Cringe Diversity Channel, for Justin Trudeau, Just Cringe Diversity Channel. Really cool guy. There he is right there. And I'm going to put a link here to Uneducated Economist in the comment section here, so you guys could go over and subscribe to him right now. Holy crap, I'm pushing 6,700 subs. Thanks to you guys. This channel does not exist without you guys, so hats off to you guys for making this possible. And what the bizarre thing about this, my channel, is I don't get a lot of live stream. It's the replayability that I get after. It's phenomenal. The replayability of this channel is just incredible, how it reaches parts of Australia, New Zealand, the UK. Why are they interested? It's because it's happening in every free market. Every country that has a free market. No, it's not a replay, Lord Humongous. Lord Humongous is here. Yes, I made it through. Borderline made it through. Borderline made it through. Borderline made it through today. I said to myself, you know what? I could be on in an hour. I could take my time. I don't have to rush anything tonight. All I have to do is just go to sleep after this. I don't go back to work till Tuesday. I kind of make my own schedule, so I really don't care. But it is Christmas, so I do want to be there for the community. And a dog. I didn't even dress up nice tonight. So, what's happening, people? Why it's happening? That's the questions. What happened to the Irish, the Portuguese, the Italian immigrant that came with a burlap sack on his back, or a potato sack, with his clothes and 50 cents in his pocket? Whatever happened to that immigration that would come in, work their butts off, pay off their house in 5 years, send their kids to school, buy a cottage in Coney Island or something? You know, what happened to that? What happened to that? The hardworking, you know. Remember Scarface? Even when what's his name? Tony Montana. Even when he arrived from Cuba, he came in as a refugee. He worked in a restaurant washing dishes. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, someone's talking about Germany's gold. I got it right here. Don't forget, Uneducated Economist. Please don't forget to subscribe to him. And let's move on here. Don't forget to subscribe to Just Cringe Diversity Channel. He is a 2-time world champion. And we'll get him on the show too. And hopefully we can get him on the show. I don't know where Steve the Plumber is. He's not coming up in the comments. I would like to get him on the... And... This one is very concerning to me, guys. Toddler's mauled. 15 bite marks all over her face and body after being bitten by other children at Little B's Soft Play Center in Seacroft, Leeds. So this is in the UK. I think it's just outside of London. The youngster still needs more injections to ensure she doesn't contracted anything from the bites which cover her face and back, left shoulder, right, and limbs. So this is, I'm not even going to open the pictures because I'm just going to puke. But I really feel my heart goes out to the mom and the daughter and the family. And Somali, what these media profiles or platforms, they're not saying that the children were Somalian, and that's becoming a problem because we need to know what's happening. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why they want to hide the fact that they're Somalian. And what really upset me, it's not even because they're Somalian. What really upset me is the mom of the Somalian children went to the other mom and said, "Oh, oh, oh, this is children. They act like this. Children, this is normal. Children do this all the time in my country." So that is what that's what that's a problem. And I want to know what you guys feel in the comments. Like, if this happened to your daughter, look at her spinal cord. Why do they refuse to announce 17-month-old child? I don't get it. Why do they not announce who did it so parents could be visual or be on guard? And this has nothing to do with black, white, purple, blue, or it has to do with who's coming in the goddamn country. Because I spent some time in Jamaica, and let me tell you, this is not in the Jamaican culture. So people need to be aware of what's going on. Single mother of 6 heard parents scream, "Oh my God, whose baby is this?" 17-month-old bitten by other children and needed urgent hospital jabs. Did you witness the incident? So they want you to email in. Don't bother, because when you tell them what happened, they're not interested in telling you or releasing to the public who did this. Rainier Mola saying, I've been to Somalia, actually. No, Thai. At least we have clean water, free healthcare, and cheap education, with no threat of rebels. Former New Jersey lieutenant government to legalize prostitution to solve budget problems. Yep. This was from yesterday. New Jersey, Fox 5, New York. Former New Jersey Lieutenant Governor Kim Guandangjung said it would be smarter for New Jersey to legalize prostitution than recreational marijuana. Guys, I'm sick like a dog. I can't even see. The Republican made the communists on Fox 5 chasing news this week. She says that the push by the current administration to legalize marijuana is simply an effort to raise money and will put children in danger. It will put children in danger because I think what they're going to do is they're just going to start legalizing a synthetic marijuana where 1,000 people a day are dying. So, comments are on fire tonight, guys. I want to thank you guys for coming out tonight. Even though I'm sick like a dog. National security risk. New Zealand blocks use of Huawei equipment for 5G network. And who? New Zealand? Man, New Zealand. New Zealand's really taking care or trying to fix their previous administration's problems with their housing problems and trying to fix their problems. New Zealand pretty much sold itself out to the highest bidders. They lost everything. The New Zealand proper are sleeping in cars and campers. I don't know if you guys remember when I read the article. 44 people to a house in New Zealand, and it's like a dog kennel because they can't afford, because they work in the service sector where there's servers and cooks and chefs, and they barely make enough money, and they're all pretty much New Zealand proper. So I don't know what's happening with that. So now New Zealand is working hard to block telecommunications from using its 5G mobile network. I think this is really good for New Zealand. I really think they are they're working hard to do the right thing. And I think of all the countries, New Zealand put in the foreign buyers block to block foreign buyers from coming in and buying up their country. Now they blocked this 5G network that's going to fry people's brains. I am very excited to see that at least some country. Another country that's been taking a lot of initiative is in Ireland. The Irish have been going against this housing problem. The Irish have been protesting very fierce outside the government legislation buildings. The homelessness in Ireland is so bad that they deemed it as a danger, a hazard, a international disaster. So the Irish have been strong about negating too much rent evictions there in Ireland and Dublin and even in Belfast. Housing prices in Belfast have been going up slightly because of the people leaving the south and moving north. Yeah, Peter's saying 10,000 homeless in Dublin. It's a national emergency is what it is. And I think it's 45,000 in Scotland. I think it's 45,000 or 43,000 in Scotland. German finance minister, I actually want to bring this up here, guys. Hold on a sec. This is some of the gold that was sent to Germany. You guys are going to laugh your butts off when you see this. Fake gold shipped to Germany. Right here. This is what I wanted to show you guys right here. That's pretty bad, guys. Swiss. It's tungsten steel, people. Yep. This is the latest Indian jewelry collections. I want to show you guys a little bit more. I want to show you guys the ones that the U.S. shipped out. There's a German receives fake Germany fake gold shipped to Germany. Germany. Let's see if it's here. If I could find the images, you guys will freak out when you see it. It's phenomenal. And they keep taking down these posts. So right now, one of the biggest, hottest topic. Yeah, it's one of the biggest, hottest topic. They're making it, I don't know, they're making it hard to see. I don't know why. But there's been a lot of France wants its gold back. Germany wants its gold back from France because they moved it there during the Cold War. Let me see if I could get Steve the plumber on now. If he's around. If he's around, Stevie the plumber. He sat into a very important meeting. Yeah, baby, super chat $5. Guys, try and hit me up on PayPal. I don't know how. I never got paid off super chat ever, so.
Who the hell is this?
Hey, Stevie, how you doing, buddy?
Get our brain.
Hey, what's going on? What do you want to tell us?
Oh, am I live?
Oh, you're totally live, buddy. I forgot to wipe out replay on the title there when I launched this video. I'm sorry.
No, that's totally cool. I'm just going to switch phones, and I will give you a call right back. Literally 3 minutes, buddy.
Okay. Okay, we got to get Steve on the horn here. We need to know exactly what is going on with the collapsing banking system that we are looking at right now. Thanks you, Persia A, for the $5. I really appreciate it. Guys, racism is such a loose word. Stop using it in the chat. It makes no sense. If you want to call someone a racist, call them a toaster. Being called a racist means absolutely nothing today, guys. Just keep that in mind. And we got some issues with Ukraine and Russia. Yeah, I got it right here. Ukrainian leadership is a party of war, and it will continue as long as they're in power, says Putin. Of course. I mean, you're always going to have some sort of a conflict, regardless. Next week, we'll try and get our Bitcoin expert on Mike of the Night. Guys, don't forget to join me on trends in the housing market this Wednesday. I'll try and get the uneducated economist in. We'll see what his schedule is like. I would like to have him on the show to give us an insight on what is happening in the housing. So, somebody sent me an article here to read. Matteo Sullivan, political charmeleon, thriving on fears. The far-right Italian interior minister has stoked immigration concerns to grab the spotlight. In nearly years, when it was still secessionists who believed northern Italy should break away and become independent state called Padania. I think that was during the Roman Empire. That northern state. Okay, we got Anthony in the house. What's up, Anthony? How you doing?
Doing great, Michael. How are you?
I'm doing good, guys. This is Anthony from downtown Detroit, and I am sick like a dog.
Yeah.
So we're gonna. Okay, I need you to cover the G20, bud.
Oh, okay. I mean, just a couple things. What did you notice about it?
It's just another show, is what it is.
Right. A lot of investment went into it, putting on like a lot of bread and circuses for the elites to see dancers, to drink champagne and eat the best steak.
Mm-hmm.
So they had a good time. At least someone did.
I think it's just a big show. I think it's just. I would actually take my hat off or tilt my hat or bow or kneel when our planet becomes part of an interplanetary global system and we actually start attending real interplanetary global problem. We're nothing, and we're trying to make something of nothing, and we're trying to massage the people and make them think that we have this under control, which quite cold-heartedly they don't.
Oh, right, yeah, we have no control. And then just a bunch of weird things about the G20. I mean, we're celebrating this agreement with China. We've agreed to not have as many tariffs, and the USMCA was celebrated in the U.S. and Mexico, but Trudeau wouldn't lift it up and smile with it like everyone else. I mean,
No.
I don't think he has much to smile about with regards to the economy.
He wasn't even there, Trudeau. He was there in physicality, but I don't think he was there in mind.
Even if he was a good prime minister, how does this deal work out for him anyway?
It doesn't.
What's the benefits to Canada from this?
I looked at the PDF on it, and I think it was, 1,744 pages? And I can't find a deal that makes any sense for Canada in it. And I did not read the whole thing.
Right, and I don't like seeing Canada abused, and it's an unfortunate situation. So to me, it makes sense that the leader of Canada is not woo about this. It's rational. Even though I maybe don't agree with how he stands on a lot of issues and the things he says. Personality aside, on economics, there's no reason to smile about Canada right now. And then on to Italy. I sent you this article here.
I have it right here. I have it open right here. Right here. I feel really bad. I feel really bad for the Italians. I think with the fall of the it started about 4 years ago with the fall of Cyprus, with the runoff on their markets, and then it moved to Greece, and then it moved on to Turkey extending its border further south, and Turkey moving and taking that was the whole thing with Turkey for a good while, where they were basically shaking hands with the enemy that was caught on film. And then now it's in Italy right now as we speak, because I have a lot of Italian friends, and I really hate to see where I really don't want the Italian sovereignty to diminish. I really don't want to see the Italians this is what's happening, and it's really heartbreaking.
Yeah, because I'm a citizen of Italy, like you're a citizen of Portugal. I choose to travel to Portugal more, but I definitely I see what you're saying, but Italy's being flushed down the toilet, and they have been for a good decade. Anything the U.S. has done has been destructive towards Italy, whether it's the destruction of Libya by Hillary and the bipartisanship of that. You know, we got these people so proud of their Democrat or Republican vote, and just the way that they worship their politicians that flushed Europe down the toilet. It's just kind of nauseating. And then here we are with Matteo Salvini, and he's fascinating because if you look at this article I sent, I mean, it's obviously got a slant to it because they're calling him the racist. I mean, you were just talking about the word racist.
No, he's a toaster. Racist means nothing.
Right.
So we'll call him a toaster, or we'll call him a towel, because the word racist got so overly used that it means sweet F all. If someone comes here, hi, are you a racist? I'll be, yes, I am. Of course I'm a racist. And that's just the best way to go about it, because if you try to fight it and go against the status quo, or question a basic question, like the lady, remember that I was reading about the lady where her child was bitten pretty much almost to death with 15 bite marks. And
wow.
Yeah, did you see that one?
No, I just tuned in. I thought because you were taking a sick day, you wouldn't do the show, but here you are.
I'm in pain, but in all fairness, I'll get the right here. Here it is. Here, if you could see it there. Toddler bitten, mauled by 3 Somalian babies. Now, here's the problem with this. They don't want to announce that they're Somalian. And what really pissed me off, it's not the kids are Somalian. It doesn't bother me. What really bothers me is when the mother went to the other mother and told her, these are children, and this is how they do, and children do this kind of stuff.
Right, and racism, what it's doing is dividing our society into a category of either A, I think the immigrant is dead evil no matter what, or B, I think the immigrant is always innocent.
Yeah.
And it's the perfect scam.
So, how does it work for me? I'm an immigrant. I'm a Portuguese, and my ex-wife was Muslim, and my current wife is Filipina, and my ex-girlfriend was Chinese. What the hell do I fall under? And I speak Spanish, Portuguese, and English.
Right, we're supposed to fall into these categories, but we're easily being divided, and then our societies just get dragged deeper and deeper as we're distracted with this nonsense. And that was the thing with Trudeau. I mean, you could see these doctors, these medical doctors would come out and speak one by one. They would speak about the abuse that they suffer working as doctors in Ontario, and then the way their patients suffer in the scam crap healthcare system of Ontario, and how it's been degraded to levels that they couldn't have imagined for years. And guess what? These doctors are every race. You can imagine, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Every religion, you name it. But they're not willing to settle for the stupidity of the Trudeau message where it's okay to be Hindu, guys. It's okay to be gay. It's like, we realize it. We don't need you to tell me that. We need to talk about how our government is failing us.
but no, that whole gay thing is old. It's so 1980s. Get over it. The whole racist thing
Right.
and divide. It's 1980s. That was 80s. That was an 80s issue. Not now. It's over. Get over it. We know. Holy smokes.
Yeah.
And that's a problem. They can't get over the 1980s. It's like Uncle Rico from Napoleon Dynamite. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
and now, let's go back here to my man here from Italy. Northern Italy, he I know this man has been working to break Northern Italy off from the south
Right.
for many years.
And then his father was basically Marxist, him too, and then he does this flip-flop into radical right-wingism. So that's a problem I have with the whole right-wing and left-wing spectrum they have us in, because like you said, someone from Texas was right-wing and he didn't want the left-wingers to come in.
Yeah.
But our perverted political system is starting to morph into the same party. For example, George Bush is dead, and you can see images of Obama putting a medal on him, and the accolades and the tributes coming in from both sides to George Bush, the man who had an inability to tell the truth, probably is responsible for the death of a million Iraqis,
Mm-hmm.
responsible for the immigration wave into Canada and the U.S. from people from these regions that he helped destroy for interests that we don't need to get into. But that's just the example of the nonsense we're told by these partisans. And this Salvini's another one. Just he's actually Marxist in some ways in his threats against capitalism. And then Italy with capital is interesting because the capital is fleeing now. Do you see the contagion forming with Germany in?
And in the interior of Italy, they're giving away free homes because, just like Japan's giving away free homes, and Italy's giving away free homes to Italian citizens because they are going into Western Europe, right? So,
Really?
yeah, they've been giving away free homes in Italy for the longest time, especially after remember that major earthquake?
Yeah.
That was
Iraqi.
that massive earthquake in Italy, and after that, they've been giving away free homes since then to try and get the Italian citizens to kind of repopulate in those areas and keep the land occupied by them, I guess, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I you know what? I respect Italy because it's Italy, and there's an Italian way, there's an Italian life, and there's, same thing with Spain. Spain is Spain because the people that live there are Spanish. Portugal's Portugal because the people that live there are Portuguese, right? Portugal's not Portugal because the border says so. No, it's because the people that live in that country are Portuguese. That's the only reason why these countries are. America is a melting pot of everybody that have come there to basically to flee these totalitarian systems, just like the Mussolini regime, the Salazar regime in Portugal, the Hitler regime in Germany. So you had a country like the United States of America where people had the option to flee those kind of lifestyles and make the choice on their own, right? But now, this is not the case anymore. Because now, if you want to come to Canada, somebody told me the other day, I want to come to Canada, I'm a computer programmer, and I messaged them, do you have a lot of money? I'm talking like $300,000-$400,000. No, don't bother, because you're going to be competing with rentals with rental apps, where people are downloading rental apps and they're bidding on rentals. People are bidding on everything, and it's getting to a point where it's almost not attractive to come to these countries anymore, right?
Right. And then Italy, like, just to form a budget, it's basically bankrupt. They've had histories of economic problems before, and guess what? They would do deals with Libya and get bailed out by Libya, but it's like all the neighbors the United States decided to issue an attack on. Even the trade war against Turkey, it's it's spilling in to Europe now. So this is what's to come for 2019 is this economic difficulties, and it's probably not going to be good for Portugal either. Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is, in all fairness, my friend, is Portugal is still considered the toilet of Europe, and it's a destination that people do not want to go to, and there's nothing there, and most people don't even know it exists. And as long as it stays like that, I really want to introduce my children in the next year or two to Portugal. I speak Portuguese to them every day, but I really want to introduce them to the culture, the wine, the dancing, the culture, the historical, all the castles that we have. Remember, Portugal was neutral during World War I and II, so a lot of our Visigoth, and a lot of our Swabian architecture and Roman architecture is still in good condition or decent condition, right?
Yeah, and then I took my parents to the Azores and Madeira, and the thing I know about Madeira is that, and the Azores too, they're not economically strong, so that's a good place to set up your farm or something when you take millions with you. But for the locals, I mean, it looks tough.
Well, I'm looking at the Azores here. I was born in San Miguel,
I was there.
Punta Delgado. Here it is here, and yeah, a lot of people said to me, "Mike, are you going to take up another citizenship because I'm a Portuguese Canadian?" And I said, "Nope, because I want to die a Portuguese."
Like, we were fascinated with furnas and eating from the earth, the heat.
Oh.
I mean, where can you do that? And then the beaches too.
Gebeda Kent.
What's that?
Gebeda Kent. It's called the hot corner, and the ocean is hot because the lava is still cooling down. And when you put your foot on the floor of the beach, like in the water, your foot slightly burns because the lava is still cooling down.
Yeah, it was beautiful. We went in September to kind of prolong our summer, and it worked out. Went to the beach. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect time to go. And then in Madeira, like, just talking to the people, it's interesting. They talk about it. There's no opportunities for them there, but they live off remittances from family in Venezuela and South Africa.
The Portuguese quarters.
Yeah, like, there's a Madeiran population in South Africa and Venezuela.
Angola and Mozambique. 1 out of 3 people, or 1 out of 4 people in Mozambique are Portuguese descendants, and I think it's 1 in 2 from Angola are Portuguese descendants. So
yeah, Madeira is breathtaking too. Yeah,
I'm looking at it right now. Madeira. I've been to Madeira when I was younger, though, but Madeira's nice. This is where Cristiano Ronaldo is from.
Yeah, I mean, another celebrity. You know how that goes.
Yeah. But in all fairness, there's so much to do, so much to see out there. Yeah, I want to die a Portuguese, man. I want to be,
Yeah, so maybe this will all get cheap if there's really a euro crisis that pressures the budgets there. Portuguese land and stuff will be low, and maybe for all these, because I was talking to people from Toronto because that's where our flight was to and from, and I would think, man, if they could sell their $1.2 million house and figure out how to be on San Miguel or something,
yeah,
could be some savings.
That's definitely a good way, because you know what, the whole education system's gone to crap here in the West. The whole healthcare system's gone to crap. The whole mentality, and they're forcing us to think a certain way, that's going to hell too. And you know what? If my kids become severely undereducated, but they live a happy life somewhere else and die with a soul, that's all that matters to me in the end. That's all that matters. Because you got to sell your soul nowadays to make it now in the land of milk and honey.
Well, I mean, I look for the exceptions. I do some businesses and do what I can, and I like making honest money. I'm sure you do too with your store. But in some places in the world, maybe it's harder. Yes, this is more. And there's Porto Santo, which is a nearby beach island on there. Yeah. But
I mean, can you see yourself living the rest of your life your life in one of these places?
No, just because where I'm at, I'm 31. It's like career time, and
I'm talking in 30 years from now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For sure,
I'm talking when you're 60.
Yeah, I'll take my parents to Algarve too.
Algarve is really nice. I had a really good time in the Algarve. It's really good for nightlife if you like the nightlife.
Yeah.
It's a really good nightlife. Here's the Algarve here.
And they love their beer in the Azores too, so they were at home.
Dude, you see police officers drinking beer while driving.
Oh
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, so I just wanted to throw that out there. And, thank you so much for coming on tonight. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, and just, I was going to say, politically, I mean, it looks bad in Portugal. When I was there, it was during elections, and they were, like, on the news. It was just all crap. They were like, oh, great. This is the best socialist victory we've ever had in the country. It's like, oh, great. I can see the tax bill coming. And I do know that on the Azores, they were paying people to not work. Mm-hmm. So a lot of the vineyards and stuff were having financial problems because the people were paid not to work, so they couldn't find cheap labor to work their fields.
That's the problem with the European Union, is Portugal's getting paid to not produce and fabricate and make what they're used to be making for the last 500 years or 600 years, because they want France to be the head wine exports. They want Germany to be the cork exports, or Germany to be the metal or whatever. But Portugal had all that, but they stopped because they don't want the Portuguese to have any hand in the economy.
Yeah, and then in Spain right now, they have a very hostile government, kind of like in Italy. He calls himself the left, like he'll be willing to admit it. His budget, a lot of critics are calling the Spanish budget for next year something out of Nicolas Maduro's Venezuela. So there's a big change coming in Europe. We're abandoning capitalism at this point. So, do you know anything about the Trump agreement with China on throwing out the tariffs or agreeing not to increase them more?
Yeah, I just saw on Fox just before I came on that there was an update that it looks like things might stabilize between China and the United States. But if they do increase these tariffs, it's going to be hard on us, because Walmart won't take the loss, and Walmart will just raise the price on all our products.
Right. So I think it's more hype, like they've been hyping all year. Mm-hmm. Like, at first it was the tax cut, right? That was going to be the salvation. Mm-hmm. And then, so this is all quite recessive.
We should have, you know what we should do, brother? We should have a Mike in the Night meeting in the Algarve, and we could stay in Portugal long stay. There's a place called Portugal long stay, and we could rent a house for an entire month. And we could all stay there. It's like a 10-bedroom houses and stuff. And it's called Portugal Long Stay.
Conference.
Yeah, Portugal Long Stay. So there's homes that we could rent an entire house with the scooter, a couple of mountain bikes, a couple of in the Algarve, and basically we just stay there for a month, and then we fly out and go home after. But
yeah, we should take Toronto too first, like on the ground. Here's what's going on. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's a lot with the real estate market.
Yeah, here are the homes here. We stay in a home like this. So I don't know if you're seeing your system, but that's a house like that. We could rent that out, and it's about 1,500 euros for a whole month. And there's another house here. We could rent that out for 1,500 euros for the whole month, and then we go with a group of people, and we have a Mike in the Night or a meeting with everybody from the channel. Well, if they can have these G20 meetings, why can't we have a gathering?
We just need the market on our side. We got to figure out how to make the profit and do well in the coming year, 2019.
Yeah, then we have to.
Then it'll be possible. So we got to be clairvoyant and ahead of the game. Ahead of the game with the markets. You still think oil is going to be super bullish coming soon?
I have my heart in oil. It's only I've quadrupled down in oil. It's only because if we lose our 4 major oil companies in Canada, Canada could put its final nail in the coffin, because it's over.
Okay, and then, so you don't foresee like an over moment, like a real failure of state?
They have all these bail-ins and all these tools that wouldn't be used 100 years ago that they will implement today, just like this housing bullcrap. and I think they're gonna keep going. There's gonna be something that's gonna happen with the tensions in the Middle East, and with different things happening. I think oil is severely undervalued. A lot of these companies have a lot of collateral. A lot of these companies have a lot of assets, and I believe that they, a lot of them are over leveraged too in debt. But I still believe that they'll find a way out because that's our major economy, and there's quite a few workers in this district, in this sector of our economy, and it's our backbone. So
Okay. And then the Middle East tensions. Didn't you see like Putin was slapping high five with the king of Saudi?
yep, yep. But
So-
I think they're playing off oil on how much there is in existence. I think they're playing it off as much as possible.
Yeah.
I think that's what they're doing.
Okay, but who would the tensions be between?
I think, well, obviously Saudi Arabia and Yemen is a huge oil production company, production nation, and so is I see a lot of tension between Iraq and the United States because the people in Iraq are fed up with American intervention in their country, and I see other countries like Libya turn off its taps and start selling on the black market again once they get a stabilized government. I don't know. I just see all kinds happening in the next 5 years.
Yeah, that's definitely down the pipe. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll pass on to the next caller. Are you still gonna get that other guy in the plumber?
Yeah, I want to get Steve the plumber on. I need to know what is going on. He hasn't called me back, so we'll see. We'll give him a few minutes to see if he calls back. Okay.
Okay, because it's getting on 1:30 a.m. But yeah, and we could still talk about Brazil in the future. I don't know if you learned anything new from
Oh, there's lots going on. There's lots going on right now in Brazil, but we'll feature Brazil next week.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Anthony.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, and I hope you feel better soon.
Okay, thanks, bro. Bye. So, guys, I'm sick like a dog. I'm really sick, guys. I'm pushing here. Yeah, I'm pushing. Steve, if you're there, man, you could call into the show right now. I would appreciate it so we could cover what you have found or what you could disclose to us. I'm not sure. He said he would call us back. He never did. I don't see him in the comments anymore. So maybe we get Mr. E on for now, I guess. No splitting headache right now. No splitting headache right now. I'm just my brain hurts when I cough, and my lungs are slightly damaged. So when I cough up, sometimes I cough up some blood because of the, last night I was coughing so much. So yeah, what do you guys think of a long stay for Mike and the Night group? We get a house like this in the south of Portugal. We rent it out for a month. We bring all our families, and we do a long stay in Portugal. The place is going to have a pool, and long stay Portugal is very popular. We could even rent like this, like 3 homes all together, and everybody could meet up there and potentially exchange ideas and grow ideas and bounce ideas off each other. We could go here, Okay, Mr. E, I got a few articles I need you to debunk. Can you please call me? Mr. E? Okay, so Steve is not there. It's like 1 a.m. there, so I'm not going to bug him. I'm not going to bug the guy. We'll have him on Mike in the Night. We'll have him on our first guest. And then I have another guest I want to bring on the show, too. Really good guest from Chilliwack there. And my man Jimmy. We'll get him on Wednesday, too, for Mike in the Night. Here's Mr. E. Hello.
Mike, you blew the dog whistle, and here I am.
Oh, dude, I'm in pain, man. You have no idea.
I can tell. Sounds like you've got the sheath around your brain. All the fluid's gone from that if your head's rattling, like it seems to be.
Mm-hmm.
So, tell me everything, Mike. What do you need?
I need to know what's going on here. One, what do you think of a Portugal long stay? We organize it in a year or two from now for people from our channel to meet up in the south of Portugal for a meeting. You do have to actually hand it to the North and South Korea actually met up in Lisbon, Portugal for the first time in a foreign country. So they did meet up in Portugal in the Lisbon summit. Yeah, a lot of people don't.
I mean, then you had the recent one with the Singapore summit. That was America and North Korea, and they made a big stink about it, and nothing happened.
Yep. Okay, so let's start from the back end here. ADHD is a fake disease invented by Big Pharma to drug children for profit. What do you think?
I think you're right on the money there, whoever wrote that headline. I mean, a lot of children here get misdiagnosed, or you behaved wrongly or incorrectly one day because the teacher was boring. Guess what? The school's going to recommend you get on the Ritalin, and you can't riddle out from the Ritalin, Mike. It's very hard to get off anti-psychotropic drugs of those sorts. They're incredibly addictive, cause organ failure, and lead to psychotic episodes and psychoses. And when you've got psychoses, then they say, well, here's some Zoloft, here's some Wellbutrin, here's Zyprexa. Anything. A lot of them start with Z for some reason. And we're going to get you hooked on that. And then when you do try and get off that, you'll definitely go psychotic. So it's a good way to get people medicated early. It's not a good thing, but that's the way they see it, Mike. It's for profit, and it compromises a myriad of people and cripples your society when you've got these unstable, medicated people out there.
Because a lot of those, like, attacks and stuff, weren't a lot of these people on psychotropics?
It depends. If we're talking false flag, they're on psychotropics and they're an asset to the government. But if we're talking, nutcases and whatnot, a lot of them are on psychotropics, especially in America. I think, what was the statistic? Oh, well over 50%. Some of the statistics say for teenagers at the moment that are on some sort of medication regarding psychology, because it's big business, not unlike vaccinations, not unlike statin drugs. Anything they can get their foot in the door with, they will, and they try.
All right. Unsealed court documents. This is from the other day. Reveal Monsanto colluded with the EPA to stifle cancer research.
That does not surprise me, Mike. It took them 20 years to get them to admit glyphosate causes tumours, and it was an independent study that eventually proved it. Privately funded study. That was the only way they could get the truth out about that. But then you've got recombinant bovine growth hormone, and there was quite a scandal about that in the early 90s, where the news reporters were trying to cover recombinant bovine growth hormone.
Then what the heck is the point of having news reporters if they're not going to tell us what they are, if they're not being watchdogs for us?
I mean, here's the thing. These news reporters had some sort of integrity, and they lost their jobs. They lost everything. They were completely pushed out of the media for even covering it. So, I mean, lobbyists have a lot of money. It's not hard to bribe the people who you play golf with, I find. It's not hard to bribe the people who are in bed with the corporations, I find. Integrity rarely gets on television, Mike.
Okay. Is it possible? And I've said this to you quite a few times, and I wholeheartedly believe in this time this new time we're ushering in, this new turn of the century, this new light, this new movement forward into the 21st century. One thing that's scaring the bejeevis out of me is that we're not thinking for ourselves anymore, and we're being paid to ask the wrong questions. And here's my main question. Do you think that money is the Antichrist? Does the Antichrist have to be a human being?
Biblically, Mike, yes it does, because it has to sit in the temple, does it not?
Well, money could sit in the temple.
suppose you could, but I mean, the Bible's quite literal, despite what the Alexandrians thought back in the 1st century when they were trying to say everything's allegory. But no, I mean, the wicked one should sit in the temple. Now, money isn't necessarily one, is it? I wouldn't say money's a singular thing. It does seem to indicate a person. And when they sit in the temple declaring themselves God, then you have Revelation kicking off in full swing. Money is an antichrist. I don't think it's the antichrist, but it is. The love of money is the root of all evil.
Okay, because I remember when Paul wrote a letter to the Corinthians, and the Corinthians wrote a letter to Paul saying, "We have stopped working and we have prepared and waiting for Jesus." Paul wrote back and said, "No, you must continue to work. Though those who do not work do not be fed, cannot be fed." And somebody basically, when the world will come to an end when a man comes and will be taking the place of God, and basically that's what he wrote back to the Corinthians in that letter when they said that they've abandoned.
On top of that, Mike, I mean, Jesus himself said, "No man knows the time nor the hour of my return." So, I mean, no point selling everything right now. All those doomsdayers, the Adventists.
But that letter specifically depicted that a man will come and usher in a new age and take the place of God.
As a person, right? Not just money. That's right. That's what I was saying. It couldn't really be money. It could be a money man.
But what makes a person?
That's the thing, you know. It depends on how you interpret that passage, Mike. In that way, like it could be the guy from BitConnect sitting in the temple screaming BitConnect for all we know.
Man, he made $4,000 off BitConnect, man.
Well, that's a lot of money, Mike. I don't know how he probably sleeps on and makes a mattress out of all those $1 bills.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty
I don't think that would be enough. I don't think that'd be enough to make a mattress out of it, but that's okay.
Well, I think if you made a mattress out of bitcoins, he'd be sleeping on the floor, wouldn't he?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
I can't make it laugh too much, though, Mike, because I know it's going to hurt you.
It will. It will. My lungs are hurting because I slightly damaged my lungs last night from coughing so much. So I'm going to try to resort to coughing as much as possible.
Oh, very good.
Okay, Ukrainian leadership is a party of war, and it will continue as long as they're in power, says Putin.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Well, I mean, they had that problem with the boats earlier, didn't they, where they were, playing chicken with battleships in the sea up there.
But isn't that what those boats are made for anyway? To kind of test each other? Who cares?
Well, I mean, if you've got a good insurance policy, everyone was talking about insurance in the comment section. Maybe they can get a brand new boat for a steal. But Putin's not wrong when it comes to the Ukrainians, because they had that coloured revolution and they put essentially Willy Wonka in his chocolate factory and running Ukraine. And he's entirely owned and bought by foreign powers, and he's done nothing but run the place into the ground. Antonov got killed. I don't know if you've ever seen an Antonov. They're a very impressive aeroplane, biggest cargo plane in the world, and now they don't have the factories for it, and they've basically shut down operations in the Ukraine. So everything good that came out of the Ukraine is being run into the ground in short order. And then, of course, you'll have, it's the outside forces problems. Let's militarize. Let's go and rebel raise and rebel rouse wherever we're going.
Okay.
And Ukraine, melting pot of conflict.
Exactly. And that's basically a topic we're going to have to expand on for the next 25 years.
Well, question. They had a war about Crimea before World War I. It was called the Crimean War.
That's
right.
It's
a hot topic, that place.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I got one that's keeping me up at night, and it's pretty bad. This is really bad.
And it's not the government.
Sperm whales found dead in Germany, stomachs full of plastic and car parts. This is bad. This is really bad.
What? Oh, sure it is. Because they're a deep water animal down there with the giant squid fighting each other. So it's unusual that a sperm whale would be swallowing plastic. It'd be a very unusual thing. Unless, of course, it's quite an anomaly with cats as well. If cats start to have a pancreatic problem, let's say, for whatever reason, or a liver problem, they'll start to have a penchant for eating and licking plastic, which inevitably kills them. So it could be that, not to dampen the sales of the tragedy of the whales. But that rhymed too, Mike, just so you know. But I was going to say that they might have been defective whales, might have had an illness already, and then they were predisposed to eating the wrong thing, which does happen in nature quite often.
Okay, but can a whale digest? I mean, human beings, you'd be very, very impressed of what we could digest as human beings.
Oh yes.
Could whales digest this stuff, or what does it do? It just sits there?
Well, it depends on the plastic, Mike. I mean, a whale's stomach, there's only one person who ever survived, well, there's two people who had ever survived being in a whale. One was Jonah, and the other one was a British sailor who was whaling down in South America. He got swallowed for a day, almost half a day, and then he came out, he was bleached and blind and maimed. He was still alive, but they found him. But whale stomachs are very acidic, but if you've got plastic, and plastic's relatively inert, depending on the plastic, of course, it's sitting there for a very long time. Obviously, the plasticizers would disrupt, the digestive functionality of any animal it's in. So
they found 100. They found 100 plus plastic bags.
He must have liked the plastic bags then, Mike, because he eats them and then they don't digest. He probably thought, like turtles do, that they look like jellyfish. Therefore, I'm going to eat these jellyfish. Hang on a tick. I'm not digesting these jellyfish. Hang on a tick. I am now dead. That's probably what the whale was thinking, if I were to guess.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But yes, the amount of waste in the ocean is quite colossal. The good thing, though, is it tends to collect together, so you end up with garbage islands floating out in the seas.
Yeah, garbage island. I saw that first on The Simpsons.
Oh, yeah. When Flanders is chasing him and he lands on the garbage barge. Where are we going? Garbage island.
Yeah. Okay, this one's a hot topic and it's resurfacing. German finance minister unaware that getting gold back from the U.S. is becoming a hot topic. So the tungsten-wrapped gold bars. What's going on? Why isn't the United States of America returning Germany back its gold? Why are they holding on to it? The Cold War is long over, and I think Libya had one of the biggest gold reserves in the world until they were destabilized and they lost everything, and no one knows where these gold reserves went.
Well, they didn't go to Fort Knox, did they, Mike? Because as the Chinese have understood when they were checking their gold that they purchased from, the American treasuries in Fort Knox, they found out that a lot of it's essentially tungsten with the gold plating when they did the core drilling, like they do, when they check the authenticity of a gold bar. So it could very well be that Germany can't get the gold back because America doesn't have the gold there. They've already given it off to whoever their friends are in the elite circles that tend to puppeteer the world.
You know why?
A lot of the gold didn't sing, Mike.
And then it says here, Bank of England refuses to hand over Venezuela's gold.
Oh, but they've got leverage, don't they, Mike? Because Venezuela is being destabilized from all angles. You've got the Chinese down there, you've got the Americans agitating, you've got the, what do you call them? What are they called? Jackals. They sent jackals in like they did most of South America, Panama, when they got the Panama Canal agreement through for the Panamanians. They assassinated him. And there was the one in Ecuador, Omar Therese, I think he was. And he got assassinated. They tried bribing him. They tried threatening him. And then eventually the only thing they could do is kill him. And that's what they did down there. They've done it numerous places.
Because
Venezuela will be no different.
Well, but if Venezuela could take its gold back from England, they could actually back some of their currency with gold and actually start issuing gold backed currency. They could completely blow up the currency they have right now, completely blow it up. Just hand it into a bank for next to nothing, or hand it into a food place for a couple of meals, blow up the currency, start issuing a new gold backed currency, limit the macro printing, how much gets out there, and that's it.
But does Venezuela, it's one of those few countries that any enemy country tends to not have a central bank, Mike. That's usually why they go after such countries, don't they? A foreign independent central bank, the thing that Andrew Jackson killed in his term as president.
That's right.
If they don't have a central bank, You're public enemy number one worldwide. Libya didn't have one. Iran didn't have one.
Portugal didn't have one.
Afghanistan
The
didn't have
Portuguese
one.
never had a central
Portugal.
bank, and they lost their empire.
Hold on, Mike. Portugal doesn't exist. I'm terribly sorry to tell you. No one knows where Portugal is.
That's right. Keep it like that. Keep it like that. Keep it like that. Okay, let's.
If only. Carry on, Mike.
Okay, well, this one's back again, and I got to bring it back. Sorry. National security risks. New Zealand blocks use of Huawei equipment for 5G networks.
Well, have they implemented the towers? As I understand it, at least in Australasia, they're going ahead gung-ho with the 5G towers.
Well,
'cause the
no,
4G
they blocked them.
Video.
They blocked them, and all telecommunications and infrastructure for the reason of fears over national security.
Well, here's the thing, Mike. With the 4G towers are 5G ready. So if they're putting up 4G towers, they're getting around it that way. They might just have to switch on a button once they get the leverage they need. Because in Australia, very much so, you've got the multi-band towers. They're all ready for 5G. There's not that much difference between 4 and 5G, Mike. It's basically a brand name. All it is opening the bandwidth a bit more. Has very little to do with anything else. And the interesting thing is if you have too many people on these mobile phone towers, now Australia, of course, and New Zealand won't have this problem, but in other places, if you don't upgrade the bandwidth, you're going to have what's called interference, and you physically can't have, a certain number of mobile phones connecting to a tower at once. Eventually, they're going to get to capacity at that, and I'd be curious to see how they get around that, given that they don't want to use any of the efficient technology, like there's a light-based Ethernet that's very effective, essentially 2 light bulbs that talk to each other across, as far as you can see, essentially, and they'll transmit data through the light. They've killed that. They killed all the infrared stuff, and they're going full blast with this microwave radiation, like they are with the naked body scanners. I don't know if they've still got those, Mike. In Australia, if you get chosen for a naked body scanning by those machines, the terahertz radiation machines, they're mandatory. If you refuse, the federal police will arrest you and fine you and imprison you until such time as you agree to go through the terahertz radiation producing machine. The manufacturers even agreed that the imagery that is taken by the machine is stored in the machine. Manufacturers said that. And after the underpants bomber, that Christmas time, where he didn't blow up anything, but he had a bomb in his underpants, apparently.
Yeah.
That's a story for another time. But they got through all these naked body scanners. And who was one of the key shareholders in that manufacturing company? Do you know, Mike?
Halliburton.
Robert Chertoff. No, Robert Chertoff.
No, Halliburton.
Well, Halliburton as well, but Robert
No,
Chertoff,
I'm just throwing
Mike.
Halliburton in there because I think the United States printed off I don't know how many billions of dollars and just threw it at Halliburton during the Iraq War for no reason.
Yeah, 2001. Yep, they got all the contracts.
Yeah.
They touched the Blackwater.
Didn't Dick Cheney own that company?
Dick Cheney has a major shareholding in Halliburton. That's all I know. I don't know if he owns it, though, because usually with those companies, they never have a single owner, because you've got you can point at someone and say, look, it's a monopoly. He owns that. So it's always split apart, but they're all working together, like the Carnegie Railroad or Rockefeller Standard Oil.
Mm-hmm.
They split that up, but they're still owned by the same people.
Okay.
Zero.
Exactly. Last but not least, I kind of want to cover this. Former New Jersey lieutenant government says to legalize prostitution to solve budget problems.
That'll fix everything, won't it? You won't have a syphilis outbreak. They're having a syphilis outbreak in Japan because of all the foreigners showing up. So, I mean, if they're going to do that in a whole state, let's say, or a whole province, it's not going to be pretty, is it? You're just going to have all the parasitic prostitute types flooding your town. Easy money, people will turn to prostitution. Sounds like social decadence on steroids, Mike. I don't see how it's going to help anything. You've got all the money in the world, but your country's been destroyed.
Yeah.
What's the benefit of that?
Yeah. It's like, working your entire life to get to the moon, but once you get to the moon, there's nothing to do there. And it's like, okay, I got here, but now what? So.
That's right. There's it seems a bit short-sighted, Mike, But that's only if we look at it from a common sense perspective. These people couldn't care less about what happens to the people as long as they're distracted, afraid, and under pressure, because then they'll simply obey. You don't need a lot of coercion when everyone's in that state of mind.
Okay, last question. What, in your opinion, is the biggest distraction right now? Either if it's in the media, either it's through the YouTube airwaves. What is the biggest distraction that they're making us tune into? I think the whole Trump thing is getting old now. I think now they're getting into other things now. It was the war on drugs. It was all these different things. I think the whole Donald Trump thing is getting really old, starting to stink. What's the new distraction, or what do you foretell the new distraction to become?
I don't think it's a singular distraction, Mike. I think if I just say social media and then put a full stop at the end, I think we've got everyone's number these days. Everyone's so dependent on the social media, whether for communication or entertainment. The internet seems to be the place where the biggest distractions are happening now. Not that many people watch television, do they?
Mm-hmm.
They're always on their phone, though.
I just got something pop up right now. Gorgeous Asians are into mature men with experience.
Ah, well, I could make a joke, but the viewership might not get the joke about that, Mike.
Yeah, so I just wanted to throw that out there, but...
Are they really gorgeous, though, Mike? I've been hearing a lot of negative criticism about Asian women these days.
Yeah, guys, don't forget to subscribe to my video game review channel. Please, guys.
Of course. Have you gotten any more subscribers, Mike?
I'm at 30 right now.
That's pretty good. I mean, I'm losing my sharehold, Mike, the more people that join. I was a major shareholder at the beginning, and now I'm getting pushed out by the population.
I have this channel because the amount of people that watch video game reviews, it's phenomenal.
It is, but you just got to get traction. That's the thing. And you're not going to pay. There's no point paying money to get the traction necessarily.
No. So if
a lot of people do that.
So if you guys can get out there and subscribe, you don't have to ring the bell for notifications. It's not important. Just to get me up to 1,000, and then it starts to snowball right after that. And and then the main channel, we're sitting at 6,695 subs, which is really good. I want to thank everybody. Without the people watching, I don't exist, right? So, yeah. So.
Oh, that's right, Mike. I mean, you've done a very good job in a very short time. I mean, look at you now, working like a dog, sick like a dog. I can't think of anything else like a dog that you could be, Mike. But you've done a lot in a very short time. Only, let's say, 3 months, and everything's expanded rapidly.
Mm-hmm.
You've got a format, got a sub-channel. Everyone's winning. I don't see any losses yet, except for the subscriber problem. Where people will get unsubscribed.
That happens a lot. I get a lot of people telling me that they've been unsubscribed to my channel several times, and they haven't unsubscribed to it for some bizarro reason. They don't know why. So.
Well, the thing would be then to have multiple ways of people getting a hold of you, Mike, of course. If you have redundancy, you've got fallback positions. Let's say YouTube kills your streaming ability, Mike. You've got Stream.me, you've got BitChute eventually. But Stream.me seems to be the place to be at the moment. Mm-hmm. It's becoming popular really quick. So there are a lot of other options at the moment, but they all seem to cave to the pressure of the media. As soon as the Wall Street Journal writes about anybody, they're public enemy number one till the end of time. Then they mobilize all the keyboard warriors to type furiously about the situation.
Yeah. Anyways. Okay, guys. Well, thank you so much, Evan, for being with us tonight. We'll have you on next week to debunk some articles.
Oh, good. I hope you're feeling better next week, Mike.
I hope God hears you.
I know he does. He always listens, Mike.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
All right. See you later.
Good night. So, guys, I'm fighting a cold. I am going to wrap it up. Steve the Plumber never came back. And I'm going to thank everybody. Patrick G saying greatest show on YouTube. And Oliver St. Juan saying, John is saying best channel. Thank you, guys. It's simple. It's just there. Yeah, placebo deniability. We need to get someone on the show. Maybe we need to start discussing how do we start re-educating people in the right light and get them off what they've been learned or what they've been told that is right. How do we start re-educating or uh, people into the right direction and kind of open their minds to possibilities? And people are already born without a chance, and I want to talk about how we can start unlocking minds and making people come together. You know what I'm saying? And actually create a utopia of people that could give us the answers we need to make a better world. Anyways, guys, have a good one. Good night, and we'll get Steve the plumber on Wednesday, and yeah, and we might get Peter there to talk about what's happening in Sydney with housing. So, thanks for watching, guys, and have a good night.